Chicago children need a role model in their Bears quarterback. Chicago children need Justin Fields.
Why?
Caleb Williams is a Washington, D.C. insider who became a West Coast elite.
What the fuck is
Justin Fields is a Southern gentleman who shares our wholesome Midwestern values.
You got that
Caleb
Midwestern
Williams
value, boy.
proudly displayed curse words on his fingernails. Is that the kind of language we want our children to see? Justin Fields promotes healthy nutrition and supports small businesses in our community.
True.
Caleb Williams is obsessed with sugary, unhealthy candy.
True.
Trolley is good.
Who do we want as the face of our franchise?
That's not too far from where I work.
Elite pushing profanity and obesity on our unsuspecting children?
Someone took the time to make
Or
this.
a man of the people
That's
who
what's
actually
so
finished
stupid.
college
A man
and
of the
knows
people
how to handle
who
the
actually.
pressures of being a quarterback in Chicago. Chicago Bears fans need Justin Fields.
Ain't that the truth?
Paid for by Friends of Fields Political Action Committee. Not affiliated with Justin Fields.
Welcome to the Football
no.
Stooges. We are
Someone-
officially in our off-season phase. So we're getting ready to do the breakdowns of each and every division. So we'll start with that soon. As always, I'm your host, Lob City. Welcome to the stupidest way to cover football imaginable.
And we are going to get a lot fucking stupider this offseason.
Exactly. Yep. And without further ado, let me introduce the compadres and stoogery, as they are called. First up, the man who has made 99.9% of all Football Stooges episodes, except for that one. It's Maston.
He's
Is
like
it Friday
Hanso.
yet? Is it Friday yet? I'm just tired of work. I don't want to
It'll
burn
be in
my
about
hands
2
with
hours.
solder.
Yeah. Next up, you already saw him. It's the Bears fan, Mamba.
What's gonna happen? I don't know. We're still gonna lose shit.
Yeah. Next up, the one and only reporter himself, K-Duff.
I thought I was going to be done losing shit when the season ended. I was so fucking wrong.
A lot of Patriot moves already. Apparently, Gerard Mayo's cleaning house. And last but certainly not least, filling in for Gurlami today, the one and only recently graduated Muzzy.
Oh shit, you graduated now.
It's-
Hell yeah.
It's an election year, so I cannot wait to get text messages telling me to vote for Justin Fields. How about a Muzz?
All right, let's get into
How
it.
about
We're
a
gonna,
Muzz?
over the next 8 weeks of the Football Stooges, including some other things that we're going to cover, we are going to dive deep into all 4 divisions on the AFC and 4 divisions on the NFC and rate each team as a grade, as A through F, if you will, grade, a letter grade of how their season went and what we think they did right and wrong, what they need to pursue in the offseason, which is right now upcoming into, obviously, the draft, free agency, signings, trades, etc. So we'll hop into that in just a second, but as always, let's go ahead and start out with our crossover grade before we hop into K-Duff News.
Oh, here we go. Cross them up, boys.
Cross
What do we get
over
this
Cross them
time?
up. Cross them up.
Alrighty.
Oh, no.
Okay, this is not that bad.
Oh,
All right, so Will Lutz I can do for
yeah.
Saints.
Right here, we have to do... No, we have to do
Oh.
Morton Anderson.
Oh,
What
yeah.
years did he play? Damn.
Well,
Yeah, 80s to
Kicker
the
punter.
2007.
Tyler Bass, wide left. Wide left.
No, you got to do what's his name? Fuck the original Scott Norwood. Well, too late.
Yeah, it was
Kicker
Norwood.
punter
Oh,
for the Chargers.
Oh, who's the Asian guy? Chu. Kim
Young Wei
Chu.
No.
Koo?
Young Wei Koo.
Young
yes.
Wei Koo?
Did he
He
play
was
for
on the
the
Chargers.
Chargers?
He was on the Chargers, my guy.
Was he? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I know
Young
my
Wei
Wei
Koo.
Koo.
kickers.
Oh my
I
God.
know my
There
kickers.
you
I
go.
never do that. 15
interceptions.
interceptions. Jameis
Archie
Winston.
Manning.
Yeah,
Oh, Jameis Winston, yeah.
Jameis Winston.
there he is.
So,
The 30-30 season.
We got to do this.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
We love you, Josh Allen.
I love you, Josh
It works.
Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers. The man.
Phillip-
The myth.
No,
Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, no, Phelps wasn't that. Oh my God, he was.
he might
Hall of
have
Fame
been
inductee.
later
Oh,
years,
sorry. I was looking at
or-
pro.
My
pro,
dad and
Football Hall
I
of Fame.
will say this to the day that we die. If Dan Fouts is in the Hall of Fame, Ken Anderson should be in the Hall of Fame. Fuck you, NFL, for thinking Cincinnati doesn't deserve anything but Anthony Munoz. Okay? Fuck. All right.
Okay. Drew Brees.
Is he already in?
He's,
I think he's
No.
in, no?
no.
Is he not?
Because he has
2020,
because
yeah. No,
there
he's
is-
not in.
Oh shit, never mind.
because there is a time limit. You have to be retired for like so many years.
Of course there's a limit.
Can't do Morton Anderson. Other good Saints. Reggie Bush, is he in the Hall of Fame?
Ooh.
Reggie Bush,
Let me
2016. He's eligible. He's been retired for almost 10 years, coming up in 2
I
years.
feel
so
like there's
8 years.
another Saint that was put in at least the past couple of years. Blank on his name.
Jonathan Bilma.
Vilma probably. I think Vilma's in.
He's not in Hall. I mean, Reggie Bush is not in Hall of
Oh,
Fame.
fuck,
yet.
they had a really good tight end. I'm trying to remember his name.
He's still playing. That's
Yeah, that's the
Oh.
thing, though.
Jeremy Graham.
Oh shit,
Jonathan Vilma's not in.
What about Earl Campbell?
He's in the Hall of Fame. I know that. I don't know if he played for the.
Saints.
He did. There we
Oh.
go.
There you go.
I didn't know we played for the Saints. Must have been a short career there. Okay, Hall of Fame inductee Bruce Smith. Easy here.
Yeah.
OJ.
No.
What was the Bills quarterback during the 4 straight Super Bowls?
I could have done Dave Delamere here. I could have done
all right.
Dave Delamere. Oh shit.
Why am I
Hall
blanking?
of Fame for Chargers. LaDaine, not Tomlinson. Oh yeah, Antonio Gates.
They got put in Gates. He just been
Jim Kelly.
He just got in, so it probably doesn't.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chip Kelly. No, not Chip Kelly. Jim Kelly. Fucking Tomlinson. Yeah.
Yep, there we go. All right.
There we go.
Let's see who else. Will Lutz,
Tomlinson.
Cameron Dicker.
Lutz.
Cameron Dicker.
Dicker the
Yeah.
kicker. Philip
Dicker
Rivers.
the kicker.
Philip
Dane
Gosh
Thompson,
darn
yeah.
Rivers.
Who did they have for the
Who-
Bills? I don't see with your head.
Jim
Yeah,
Kelly.
I don't see Jim Kelly. Yeah.
Oh, let's see. All right.
Can't see with the big old noggin there.
His head's probably a Popeye's biscuit away from being a tight end.
These were all of the people that you could have had at Hall of Famers for the Bills.
Ah, you got the gloves. You got the
So,
gloves.
Terrell Owens, Bruce Smith, Turin Thomas, Andre Reed, Jim Kelly, James Lofton, Joe Delamere, O.J. Simpson, and Billy Shaw.
The fucking picture for OJ.
God
I mean, what else would you use?
It's
What
iconic.
else would you
It's
use?
iconic. Totally related to football.
I know, but still, goddamn it.
Yeah. There we
Okay.
go. All right. Let's go ahead and swap it over to KDF News.
All right, this is probably going to be one of the lighter ones we have this week because we're in between the season ending, so no like injury or game news, as well as right before free agency and the draft happens, so nothing really on that front either. But there are quite a few things that still can be talked about. Going off to like not exactly injury, but medical news. Bears great and now Hall of Famer Steve McMichael. He has been reportedly doing better after recovering from a staph infection. He's already dealing with ALS, which is pretty bad, and so it's good to hear he's like on the mend from at least getting sick from other things. Other than that, going into signings and re-signing news. It's mostly just a couple of restructures and a few other minor moves. The Chargers center Corey Linsley, he's restructured his contract to minimize his base salary and free up $10 million worth of cap space for the Bolts. He's also likely doing this because he's been really hinting strongly at retirement going into the offseason. So they might be looking for a new center in the in free agency as well. Let's see. Another one. The Seahawks have also restructured quarterback Geno Smith's $9.6 million roster bonus into a signing bonus to free up about $5 million cap space. The Eagles, they've signed former 49ers running back Tyrion Davis-Price to a futures deal. Ravens are extending wide receiver Nelson Aguilar on a one-year deal. And as are the Lions, they're re-signing kicker Michael Badgley on a one-year deal. And speaking of guys whose legs have been doing all the work for them, the Chiefs, they're going into the offseason with punter Tommy Townsend as a unrestricted free agent, and hinting at the chance that he might not be resigning with them. They've signed on former Bills punter, the punt god himself, Matt Ariza. This is his first stint back in the NFL after having his lawsuit for sexual assault dismissed back in December. Going on to trades, releases, and retirements. The Rams have released center Brian Allen after 5 years with the team. Lions have released their veteran safety Tracy Walker. And holy fuck, have the Patriots been moving on from a lot of pieces. First off, to start the week, center James Ferentz announced his retirement after 8 seasons. He spent 8 years in the league with the Patriots, Texans, and Broncos, winning 2 Super Bowls in 2015 with Denver and 2018 with New England. Then we had the retirement of special teams captain Matthew Slater, 15 years, all with the Patriots, 3 Super Bowl wins, 5 first-team All-Pros, 10 Pro Bowl selections, which is a record for a special teamer. One of the greatest gunners in history. Like, this guy is a lock for Canton. So, I mean, it's sad to see him go, but what a hell of a year he's had. And then to follow that immediately, we also released defensive tackle Lawrence Guy, safety Adrian Phillips, and chief of staff Burge Nigerian, who was a like the liaison for administrative purposes between football and non-football stuff in Foxborough, is also leaving the team after 24 years being Belichick's right-hand man to go work with Bill O'Brien at Boston College. Fucking kill me.
Oh.
Seriously, I thought we were done losing. The Patriots done losing shit after week 18. Anyway, that's just my rage about that. Other minor news. So re-update on the shooting in Kansas City this week. 2 people have officially formally been charged with crimes connected to the shooting at their Super Bowl parade that injured 22 and killed 1. The sole fatality being a local radio DJ, 44-year-old Lisa Lopez Galvan. At the time of writing this, which was like a couple days ago, honestly, because I've got a bit of a notes here that keeps this up. The only charges currently announced were for gun-related and resisting arrest, but there are more expected, which will definitely be at least manslaughter or secondary murder for that, as well as other things. There's also been a photo that was like circulating around like a bald guy in like a red sweatshirt and sweatsuit that was like people were identifying as one of the shooters. That has been debunked as now, so we don't exactly know who he was, but he was arrested for something unrelated to that. Other than that, Raiders quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, he's also been in a little hot water. He has been suspended 2 games for violating the NFL's PED policy. This is due to a prescription medicine he was taking while rehabbing his back injury that wasn't reported or apparently approved by the league. He also doesn't plan to appeal it, as he's also expected to be released by the first week of the new league year, which starts next month. And
congratulations, you are a New York Giant. Woo!
Well, he's actually been tied to a couple different teams. One of the hinting ones that the so as we've said, the Steelers are also looking to bring in outside quarterback help, and the chance that Kenny Pickett might lose the starting job next season. He's been named Jimmy Garoppolo, as has been Kirk Cousins, Mac Jones. The Patriots release him, among other lesser names.
Kid, if you remember last year when we were talking when Ezekiel Elliott wasn't going to be re-signed by the Cowboys, I kind of said, oh, you know who needs a running back? The Patriots. What are you going to do if Garoppolo comes back?
Shoot myself in the face. Anyway, let's see.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Some guy that actually is coming back. This is a good segue. Thank you, Lob. Cowboys former coach and current Fox Sport analyst Jimmy Johnson has announced he's returning to the Cowboys as a member of their advisory board or in the front office alongside Jerry Jones. Apparently, after their extremely embarrassing loss to the Packers in the offseason in the playoffs, he and Jerry spent a long phone call that somehow really involved him coming back into the Cowboys fold, trying to give him a little advice. Not during halftime. I'm talking to millions of people on Fox Sports. Other than that, the only 2 things I have left.
He's still doing the Fox stuff while being an advisor?
I think he's still under contract with Fox, but it's more like I think it's just going to be more like a advisory role than more like a full-time.
Yeah,
full-time
call Jerry
gig.
Jones like, what the fuck are you doing? Hang up, leave.
Oh yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what it was, probably. Then they went more full length after they lost the game. So, and then anyway, finally, after only 2 things left, 2 mostly minor coaching changes. The Chargers, they are hiring USC running back coach Keel McDonald as their new running back coach. There's been another addition, an interesting trend where a lot of college coaches are like getting tired of transfer portals and pays and jumping ship from the NCAA into the NFL. Some of it's kind of been being helped because like Harbaugh brought along a few assistants from Michigan with him to LA. A few guys like Hadley on the Packers and Canales with the Panthers has been kind of jumping ship as well. And someone is actually jumping ship from the Jets to the Seahawks. Offensive assistant Mac Brown. Apparently, there's two Mac Browns. This is not the guy who's been with Texas and currently with UNC. Excuse me. It's a guy who's been with the assistants has been an assistant coach with the Jets for about 5 years. He's now the tight ends coach in Seattle. And that's all I got.
Alrighty.
Can I just say
one
one
other
thing?
Oh, go ahead.
Could we all just spare a thought for the cop who was talking to witnesses after the shooting, and they were saying that the suspect was wearing red at the freaking Chiefs gathering?
Yeah, that's a little rough.
Oh, he was wearing red?
No, he
um,
was.
One
So
other
was
thing,
98% of the rest of the crowd.
one other thing I will say though is hats off to Taylor Swift. I know we've been dogging on her a lot recently just because of the whole situation with the Chiefs, but she donated $100,000 to the family of the victim that passed away in the shooting. So
That's a
clap
very
it up.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clap it up.
I will say I don't have any problem with Swift. I'm just not really a fan of her music, and we're all just sick of her being cut to her like 10 times during a play.
She's sick of it as well, I think, honestly.
I would be
That's
surprised.
I'm
This
sure
is-
every couple in America is sick of it, of the man rooting against the Chiefs and the
Yeah.
cow going for them just
Anyway.
because of Taylor Swift. You know, she put Travis Kelce on the map.
Anyway,
well,
let's go ahead and start with the breakdown. We have to start with, obviously, the NFL champion, Kansas City Chiefs. We'll do their breakdown real quick. One moment.
And down goes into the pipe.
Down goes the Great Goose. All right.
I mean,
Grey Goose. Oh, that's Grey Goose.
so they
All right.
won the championship, but they did it on the back of a really awful receiving
You
core.
can't, like, this is the easiest grade. It's A+. You can't not give a championship team an A+ rating. Like, they
not
did
doing
everything.
S tier? No S tier?
No, this is like letter grades, not like
okay.
tier rankings. We'll get to the tier list later.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, this was probably, in my recent memory, probably one of the best coached teams in a while, I think. A lot of their star power is very... I think the median of this team, as far as, like, ability, I feel like is really low compared to a lot of other teams. Because, sure, they have Mahomes and Kelsey and Pachenko, right? They have some really good star players. But, like, their tackles early in the season were false starting and holding. I'm still holding the Super Bowl a little bit, but... We won't talk about that. But like they looked horrible. They lost their opening round to the Lions. They weren't looking good. I mean, 17-9 a victory against Jacksonville week 2. They only won by 3 against an Aaron Rodgers-less New York Jets team. Like they didn't look good for the better part of the season, but because they have
Let's
great
not forget
play
they also
calling,
lost to Aiden O'Connell the Aiden O'Connell led Raiders at one point on
yeah,
Christmas Day.
on
too.
Christmas Day, yeah. So I think if you look at the ability of the defense to be coached very well, they still have good players, don't get me wrong, but like the scheme of that defense was incredible, the way they used it and utilized it properly, and then also the offense drawing up great plays multiple times because you need more than one chance, to throw Kadarius Toney the ball because he's going to drop the first 2 or 3. So you got to hand it to, like, this is one of the best coach teams, I think, in a long time. Andy Reid has assembled a great group of guys around him that are all staying somehow. No one of them are getting, like, head coaching interviews. I know they're the Super Bowl champions, but still, like, you think some of them would be getting something.
Whatever contract they gave Spag is probably what convinced him to stay.
Worth its weight in
Probably got
platinum,
$3.
dude. Holy moly. That defense was incredible all year. They handed it to every single team.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you got pieces like Chris Jones, L'Jarius Sneed, Drew
Yeah.
Tranquil. I mean, yeah.
As far as, that's what I think they did very well. And then going into the offseason, I mean, I think we all know what they need is they need to shore up that O-line more probably get some good tackles. They like their guards and centers. Creed Humphrey is a stud. Joe Tooney obviously wasn't healthy, but when he is, he's great. They just need 2 tackles that aren't starting 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage and jumping off sides every 4 plays. So
Tackles would be nice. Maybe another new wide receiver because I mean, Kadarius Toney has been showing.
yes, but also
like
their
not...
rookie looked really good.
Who was the rookie again?
Rasheed Rice.
Oh, Rasheed Rice. Yeah.
Rasheed Rice led
Rice looks great.
Yeah, Rasheed Rice
But
led the
is
season.
he
Turned
wide
it on.
receiver 1?
No, maybe. I mean, you don't know yet. He could be, but like he led the team in receiving against the Raiders, twice, and then against New England and against the Bengals. He had 127 against the Bengals and 107 against the Raiders in the first segment. So, and he also led against Miami in a playoff game. So, like, he's showing steps. Will he be receiver 1? It depends on who else you have. Like, he could be forced in that position, kind of like Christian Watson in Green Bay, I think. Or you could find somebody else that really works well with him. He could be wide receiver 2. But again, you need more receivers because Kelsey's getting older. Rasheed Rice is good, but then you need one more good option, I think, out of the wide receiver position.
Well, looking at their free agents, obviously Chris Jones, McCole Hardman, Mike Edwards, Drew Tranquil, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Tommy Townsend, Nick Allegretti. They got a lot of guys that need to resign. Some I don't think they will resign because, I mean, some of these guys will just look like depth position players.
I mean,
do not
Jones said he
for.
wants to stay. Tommy Townsend looks like he's out with the punch god coming in. So,
Yeah.
Machenko, obviously, they're going to want to resign. That guy's been a workhorse running back for them that's led them in
Hardman, I
rushing
think they're
most of
going
their
to
games.
definitely grant him like some sort of payday after getting the game-winning catch in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they'll probably give him, like, they could put a franchise tag on him, I think. Has he been there long enough?
I don't know because he got traded back from the Jets, so
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know.
I mean, they have some moves making the offseason, but again, they didn't have a ton of stuff that they were going to lose. A lot of their positions, I feel like they could already improve because what they had to begin with wasn't great.
They can definitely stand to lose Snead. He's a free agent. And
I don't know if they could lose
Oh.
Snead. Snead looked really good. I think Snead and
He
Jones
does look
are the
good, but
biggest.
They were the
he looks
fourth
good,
best
and the fact that he's a free agent means other teams are going to want to pay him as well, is what I'm getting at here.
He caused a key
also-
fumble against Christian McCaffrey in the first quarter of that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, he's gotten a lot. Last year, he wasn't as good. This year, he took a huge step forward. Like, Snead
guys
looks
are
very good.
Safety Mike Edwards, Drew Tranquil,
maybe fix their
Willie
rushing
Gay.
defense.
yeah,
'Cause
the
that
rush
was-
defense.
that was the
definitely
we-
needs a piece.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the
it was
deep pass
basically
defense
just
was,
double
like,
team
one of the
Chris
best.
Jones and you're good. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, Chiefs A+. You won the Super Bowl. Nothing else. I mean, it doesn't matter anything that you do once you get to the Super Bowl. If that's it, that's it.
Like the dynasty is already confirmed here. You're 3 Super Bowls in the
Yeah.
span of 5 years.
Yeah.
It's what it is. What it is.
All right. So moving on from the Chiefs, we'll go to the Broncos. 8-9 finished on the season. Weird year. It was Sean Payton's first year, so there were going to be some growing pains. So
I'd say C-, and that's being generous, personally.
yeah. I mean, they
Like-
were
like
hot in
growing-
the middle of the
grow-
season. Like
You
they
say growing
won.
pains. I look at that 50-point deficit loss they had in Week 3 to
Good
Miami.
money.
Ooh. Yeah. But I mean, the biggest question with them moving forward, I think, is Russell Wilson.
Oh, they're
What do
most
you
likely
do?
releasing him. I
Yeah.
think that
Who do you, who
whatever-
do you get? Do you trade him in the draft?
whatever about
Like,
Wilson that has rubbed Peyton the wrong way, he is sick of it and he wants him out. They're probably gonna pick up like Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy in the draft and over him. It's.
Mama was like, hold on. I thought he was gonna say something. Oh, he's on
I thought he had a hot
he's
take
on the
or something.
phone.
Yeah.
This man who kept us waiting 30 minutes while he bought plane tickets to Seattle.
Anyway, I mean, they did get a good wins against the eventual Super Bowl champion Chiefs in Week 8. So there were some highlights of this season. The run game definitely looks a lot better. You need to fix something at the quarterback position, but the defense still looked pretty good. It's all going to be how does Sean Taylor develop this team and how he wants them to look. So
Don't bring me back. What?
You're on the phone.
That's fine. They ain't gonna read my lips.
You literally stepped away.
No, I'm still here. I didn't step away.
But I mean,
What do you think, Mamba?
What do I think?
About the Broncos. How about them Broncos?
Yeah, I mean they're gonna need a new quarterback, and they're probably gonna be trash next year as well too. So
They
the
did make the
Broncos are just
playoffs.
What I could also see them
they
getting,
coulda. Yeah.
what I could also see them getting, probably a new wide receiver because their current core is extremely injury prone.
Yeah,
Or
Cortland Sutton
just
and
not
Jerry
exactly
Jeudy just-
efficient.
Yeah.
Looks
They're
at
just a
looks at
shit
Marvin
show,
Mims
bro.
muffing the punt twice in one play on Christmas Eve against the Patriots. It's they just need to get something a little more reliable, and I think they could probably do that in the draft. You don't have a second round pick.
Yeah,
so
people are
that-
expecting Marvin Harrison to just drop forever now that the Bears aren't taking, him in the first overall pick. Apparently, they're taking.
They don't
Caleb
wait. They're
Williams,
not
so-
going for Harrison. I still don't get that. I mean, you saw
There's been
the video
drama.
played at the beginning here.
Fields unfollowed the Bears amidst trade rumors recently.
And yet he
So-
still says he wants to play for
I
them.
think
It doesn't matter what he wants; it's a business, and the Bears are awful at it. The Bears are fucking Burger King.
I think they
of the
just don't
NFL.
want to pay Fields, so they want to get a new guy.
I think what they're trying to do is just shop him and try to get as much as possible for Fields. And if there's nothing good that they see that they want to trade for, they'll just keep Fields.
And then
Until
you get
what,
a
they can
fucking
fleece
diva
the,
as your
fleece the
quarterback.
Commanders out of the number 2 pick and take Harrison with that.
I mean, what they did the year prior with the number 1 pick.
I mean, the Texans
got
last
a
year
haul.
did get 2 picks back to back, and they picked the offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Now, do the Bears draft
is
that
true.
good? Fuck no. But
No.
No.
we'll see.
the
Ryan
thing
Pace is
is-
good at fleecing people, not exactly drafting people.
But yeah, when we look at what the Broncos need, is they need to develop more of that Sean Payton personality, which I mean they already have. They have a guy that was ejected 3 times this season for head-on-head collisions. So they need to figure out who's playing quarterback and build an offense around that. Their offensive line has shored up a lot better. They've got more and more time for Wilson. Now it's going to be somebody else. And then you just need to stay healthy, which is not something you can really control. So a lot of it's up in the air. I think when I look at this team in the end, they had a lot of hype going into the season. People are expecting them to make like the conference finals sometimes in like the so as far as expectations of what they did, D plus. You get a D plus for downright dastardly awful.
I'll take that. I'll take that
Looking at
better than
what-
F. from last
Look at
year.
this. Like, they don't have much to lose. Like, probably the biggest pieces they could lose are like kicker Will Lutz, linebacker Josie Jewell. But they also are like ranked at like near dead last in cap space going into the offseason. So
Yeah, Russell Wilson's deal was
They're
a
kinda
lot of
stuck
money.
here.
Yeah,
I mean, the ride is still happening.
at the moment, it's
Right.
not.
at
He
the
hasn't been officially
moment,
released
but
yet. So
he's gonna get released. There's no way.
I should have counted how many times we played that last year.
Yeah.
The fuck-
Oh,
should've.
God.
Broncos country.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
die.
right.
Oh yeah, I forget. Oh yeah, they also got Cam Fleming and Fabian Moreau also
All
up
right.
on contracts too. They're good.
Let's move on before my monitor dies of hatred.
Raiders.
Now, the Raiders, I think,
Yeah.
obviously, the way they started the season was an F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The New England sloppy seconds was not a good experiment. Did not work
Well, the experiment goes exactly how it always does. You bring in one of their old coaches. You bring in an old player of theirs or two. You draft a
Or
Gronk.
two.
It doesn't work
Or
out.
two.
You
Or 2?
Yeah,
You mean like 24 or 28?
I know.
Or the
All right.
entire roster.
Yeah,
Anyway,
fucking
anyway.
hell.
Bring in their old players. You draft the Gronk clone. It fails miserably. You fire the coach. You never do that again. We saw the exact same thing, plus the exact same microcosms we saw that got Josh McDaniels canned from his tenure in Denver. Can't really get the players.
Yeah.
Overly aggressive. Shit at anything else representing an offense that doesn't involve Bill Belichick. And yeah,
I think I'm gonna give the Raiders a C plus. It's barely passing, but for the simple fact that by the end of the season, when it mattered most, they did the right thing. They obviously
it
fired
was an improvement. towards
Josh
the end.
McDaniels. They got better. They put some new guys in. Max Crosby was looking better as the season progressed. He had if their team was better, I think he could have had a shot at defensive player of the year. He looked very good
losing
there.
their other defensive end in Chandler Jones was
Yeah.
seriously, and I'm serious. The guy needs serious mental help before he becomes AB 2.0. I'm going to say that right now.
Yeah. And then hiring, I keep forgetting his name. Their new head coach,
Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce. Thank you, Antonio.
They
Hiring
did
Antonio
not
Pierce.
repeat the Rich Bisaccia issue.
Yeah. Everybody wanted Antonio Pierce, from the fans to the players, so they rehired him. They kept him in. That's a great thing. Even for me as a Bengals fan, Marvin Lewis is back in coaching. He's going to be the assistant coach for the Vegas Raiders, which is a cool thing to see
he?
as well.
I
Yeah.
can't follow that.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I believe this might be the first coach and head assistant coach that are both African American in the NFL. I believe. I could be wrong. I could be either wrong,
Maybe.
but I know that they are both African American. So I mean, it could be the first, second, third, whatever. But a milestone there, regardless. And for Antonio Pierce's first head coaching job, so the Raiders get him for cheaper than you would get someone that's a lot more experienced, and everyone wants him. And he turned out at the very end of the season to be very good. In the last 4 games, they won against the Chargers, Kansas City, and Denver, and only lost to the Colts by 3. So a great job from them there. I think they improved a lot in the late season, but again, we can't ignore the early season, which was Josh McDaniels fucking everything up and Chandler Jones running around on the internet going crazy. So there's a lot of issues there.
Yeah, other issues probably going is for free agency. Josh Jacobs, because they just were kicking the can down the road with that, obviously.
Yeah.
Their other running back, Amir Abdullah, tight end Austin Hooper, center Andre James. I mean, definitely a few pieces you stand to lose in the offseason, but they also have about $42 million in cap space. So, I mean, you could definitely do something with that, at least for a couple short-term deals.
Who's going to be their QB?
Yeah, they're probably
not
going
to
to
be Jimmy G.
They're probably going to draft. This is a deep quarterback draft. You got Bo Nix, Drake May, Caleb Williams, JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels.
Michael Penix.
Michael Penix, yes. Like, there's so
Spencer
many
Rattler,
names.
Michael Pratt. There's a lot of names.
People are forgetting that Spencer Rattler, who was supposed to come in last year's draft, they were picking as going to be a first, like, half of the draft in the first round. Like, he was going to be one of the first 16
if he didn't
picks.
go into, I think if he didn't go into the transfer portal out of Oklahoma, I think he would have actually gone, like, in the top.
No, last year he was still at University of South Carolina.
No, well, I mean, before that, yeah.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Yeah, so this was his fifth.
I don't think it would have
year,
been college.
Year. Yeah,
I don't think it would have been drafted approved then.
I believe he graduate
Yeah,
transferred to USC, South Carolina.
Yes.
So yeah, so in the future, it depends on who they're drafting. I think should obviously get a quarterback, and then move on from Jimmy G. And I think honestly, having a down year for Josh Jacobs was a good thing because now he's not going to be worth as much money. Now, will he realize that and not ask for $72 trillion in the GDP of Liechtenstein? Probably not, because this guy wants it all. So,
Well, my thing with Josh Jacobs on that was that Josh McDaniels wasn't using him in the beginning of the season.
that is true. Late in the year, Antonio Pierce did use him. But again, he only led in rushing with triple figures in rushing. Against the Jets in Week 10, the Chiefs in Week 12, and he only had above triple digits in running twice and had 98 against the Giants, which kind of counts. But like the rest, 35, 48 was below 34. Like, it wasn't a great year for him. Was not a great year at all.
Got guys like Tucker and White taking over most of the yards.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
Also, what's the Devontae Adams situation?
Yeah, there's rumors that like the Jets want to make a big package deal to trade for Rodgers and or not Rodgers, for Adams, obviously. So like, what are you going to do there? How are you going to like fix the issues with that? Do the fucking Jets even have picks to trade in this draft? I don't know.
Not too many. I mean, they gave up their second because of the Rodgers trade. Their first, they're most likely going to use on a tackle, so they don't have Rodgers break his fucking other Achilles 5 minutes into next season.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what you got for picks, actually. Hold on.
I don't think a lot for...
Let's see, under league average, they've got... Okay, so... Picks numbers 10, 72, 111, 113, 186, 252, and 3, and 256.
Yeah, they have no room to talk for trying.
Yeah, so
unless they give up trade, like maybe 2 pieces and 2 sevenths. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, I could see them trading if they really want to. I could see them throwing Sauce Gardner, and that would get the Raiders' attention. But I don't know if that's even gonna. I don't know if they want to separate with Sauce Gardner. That's.
I mean, I know we're not talking about the AFC East episode, but like their defense took like a massive step back this year. I think like the
because
Early in
part
the
of that was
season, the Jets' defense was fine. I think by the last half of the year, it was like that scene from Green Mile where they were just like, "I'm fucking tired, boss." Like they were done.
Yeah.
Their offense was
Yeah.
on the field for 3 plays and off 90% of the time. Zach Wilson looked fucking horrible. They had Trevor Siemian, who was a guy that threw more picks than touchdowns at UConn, starting in the NFL. What the fuck? So.
Yeah.
I mean, Muzzy probably loved it, watching the Jets implode.
It was great.
I kind of like
Really awesome.
The
after
third
after
the
the first week.
The Jets of this year were the third worst Jet in the New York City area, and just horrible.
Oh god.
You not get it, Master?
I just got yeah. Took him more longer than it took.
Oh man.
Okay, so it's okay when Lob does it, but throughout my whole series, oh Muzzy,
All right,
you
no,
can't
and
do
Mama-
that. You
Mama
can't
was
say
mad about
that.
shit. Fucking, I'm just tired from work.
It was so funny when the whole stuff with Sean McDermott came out. Like after I already started doing the 9/11 memes, like it
But you
just
were doing
like,
them oh no.
I did them before, and
And
so,
then
gotta roll with this.
the amount of like photoshops I've seen of McDermott in like a typical Middle Eastern headdress, like I don't know, I don't think hijab is the right word for the male version of it, but
No, but
whatever.
yeah, I know
but
what
like,
you mean.
like the amount of those I've seen is hilarious. I don't know why you would go and like again we already covered that, but like McDermott, like what the fuck. All right, anyway, Raiders C+. You ended the season great. You started out, yikes, dude.
I'd say
Chargers.
C.
Yeah, I think a similar situation.
F.
Yeah, F. You can stop asking
Yeah.
that question.
Well, I mean, they did make some changes at the end of the season, but yeah.
Such a big
Raiders
turnaround from
is a
last
C
year.
plus. They got rid of McDaniels. That was the best thing they ever did.
Yeah, especially for that week 15 when they finally fired Brandon Staley.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
How
Yeah.
in the name
That was-
of all that's holy did you do
That was way
that?
too late.
From week 10 to week 18, 8 straight weeks, you basically lost every game. Now, you did win week 13 against the Patriots 6-0. Do you count that? You should.
No, because it's the Patriots.
Probably not.
So you
No.
really
I
won 4 games this season, and you technically won a 5th with the Patriots.
Well, they got
Yeah.
Harbaugh now. They got Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
it was worth the pain. They got Jim Harbaugh. He's back in the league. He's got a great track record of getting teams that have been usually hot garbage back into playoff contention, or even getting them into championships. Like looks at last year with Michigan getting them an NCAA title. It looks at the 49ers here where they got them to the Super Bowl. I think charging might finally be done, or at least on hold, as long as Harbaugh's in LA.
Yeah.
Also, as long as they don't destroy Justin Herbert.
Yeah, do
My
look up their
God,
free
you got
agents
it.
because I'm going to figure out. Yeah. Seeing
Well,
Justin Herbert turn into a very angry quarterback was not cool to watch. He is a
No,
very,
it's-
very kind-hearted guy from what it's seen. So you
Yeah.
really need to protect him and make sure you keep his best interests in mind because he's your franchise quarterback.
Most of their line doesn't seem to be free agents. We've already talked about how Corey Linsley might be retiring, and both their other centers are up. Eckler is up on his deal. Gerard Everett as well.
Yeah, let Eckler walk. Let Eckler walk, dude.
Dicker, the kicker, is also apparently up. That's something they might want to resign.
Probably re-sign him.
But that's cheap. You could get him
Yeah.
for cheap.
And the rest,
I feel like Harbaugh might do something funny and just draft Blake Corum. I feel like they need a
I could
replacement
see
for
him
Austin
doing that funny
Eckler
enough.
and
Bring in at least one
one
Michigan
small
player like
quarterback
him.
for another small. Well, they need line, and Zach Zinter is probably
They
going to
need
be
line.
available later because of his knee injury. He's not going to be able to play until after the preseason.
They could
or
also
even
use a
later.
new linebacker, and Junior Colson's a third round possibly. So
Yeah.
that's just great right now. So
Wasn't there
Mhm.
talks also they're going to try to trade Khalil Mack?
It's a big
if they do,
contract,
that's-
so
yeah, that's going to be a pretty hard sell.
True.
exactly
But I'm
what his
just saying
contract
there
is.
was talks.
Well, I mean, you always want quarterback pressure, and I mean, honestly, like if the Bills can get him to, start beating on tackles and not his girlfriend, like, Miller and Khalil Mack would be a lot better of a fucking rush attack. Honestly, Von Miller, what a fucking scumbag, right, Muzzy?
Yes, sir. It's
can't
so
believe
much
I was
freaking
a
money. So much freaking money.
I still can't believe I was afraid when they gave him that 6-year contract.
So much freaking money.
Yeah.
To fucking out of my
pocket?
comments or whatever. Out of pocket comments.
Dude,
God damn
anyway,
it.
You are not going to be
as for
ready for this
Mac,
tier
though-
list. There's 600 different items.
God damn it.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
It brings
for
you a
Mac,
light
I mean-
Scared of like what?
Bro, I'm not staying for 600
All right,
items.
getting up-
like
back
500
on
of which
topic.
Mastodon doesn't know
Mac,
or doesn't heard
so
of.
he's on the wrong side of 30. He's got a big contract that's stable to him. I still honestly think he's going to I don't know what to think about him because he kind of had somewhat of a down year. I think that's kind of thanks to just Staley and being in charge of defense,
Probably.
but for now I could say they should just keep him. I feel like it'd be too hard to try and move him with that contract. So
I mean, he did have like 9 sacks in a game, but that was it this year.
But that
his
was
one-
against the Josh.
Yeah.
No. That was against Josh McDaniels Raiders.
true.
Yeah.
Also, what's Mike Williams and Keenan Allen's health, and also what are their thoughts of like if they're gonna retire?
I mean, Keenan Allen still has a fucking bone sticking out of his body. I don't know how that
I don't
man
wanna-
plays
I don't wanna think about
football.
it. I don't
Just
wanna
like,
think about
"Get
it.
it!" Like,
Let's not pull up that image.
Ah.
Let's not pull up that image.
No. Oh,
nightmare.
The fog is coming. The fog is coming.
Yeah, Muzzy for the videos next
You know
year.
there's a
Anytime
skeleton inside your body.
you want to freak out Macedon and make him just like regret things, just like put that picture of like Keenan Allen with his arms crossed, like talking to reporters, and like one of the
I
I
don't
don't
like
like the way
Mind
my
boom
skin
sound
feels on my
effect.
body.
I don't know what it was like. Season
you
2
like
made
the
it
way?
miss, or just creased me out. Ugh.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's an F. I think it's just like the Chargers, like things got better at the end, but like,
Yeah.
dude.
I'd
like
not
say
better
10
than
D
straight
minus.
losses.
It wasn't the worst in the league. What league? I know, we all know who was the worst in the league. So.
Okay, yeah, I can deal with a D minus. I think that's fine. I think a D minus.
I
Is
still
fine.
say
They
Are we
did have
only
some
are we
wrong
reserving
expectations.
F for the worst? Like,
I think
I'm still
that's.
saying.
I think it's the
I'm still
Panthers.
saying
Especially the
F.
Panthers.
But I'm still saying F just because the expectations and also just how much they just crashed down to earth. I don't know if say down to earth, but like just Justin
Bro,
Herbert
they were
getting hurt.
crashing from the beginning of the year.
Well, we
Like-
expect them to be at least mid, maybe make a wild card berth, and they couldn't even do that. So.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep. I guess that does it for us. That's the coverage of the AFC West. That's done. We'll go ahead and move on to another division. That's 1 out of 8 done. So 7 more to go. All right. I guess for the final segment of this shindig, let's go ahead and move on to the tier list.
Oh god.
And what
As
have
we
got-
saw-
what is this?
Since the
Cakes?
Chiefs took the
Is it
cake this
cake?
year, might as well be cakes. Tier
Bro,
list
we
of
need
cakes.
to do a beer tier.
Ooh.
A tier
When
list
in
for
Rome,
Macedon.
let them eat cake.
we can do beer.
All
All right. First one is.
I know that's the point. Mamba, we find tier lists that Macedon knows like less than half
Okay.
of.
I don't know what this one is.
Macedon knows all the beers.
Do
This
Control
one-
plus to zoom in. Control plus,
Oh, right.
motherfucker.
Angel food cake.
There we go. Oh, angel food.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's A tier.
Okay. Apple.
A for
Apple cake.
Apple cake.
Never.
I-
I
Apple
never.
cake.
Yeah, I know apple pie more than I do
A-
that.
Bazbouza.
Never
heard of
heard
it.
of that.
Is that
Uh,
Turkish?
Basque cheesecake.
No, never.
Is that
ate
Portuguese?
cheesecake.
No,
I-
Basque is a region in southern France. Or no, sorry, no. Basque is a region in northern Spain, not southern France. It's Aquitaine.
Oh.
Yeah, close enough to Portugal.
How do you know that?
Black Forest cake. Ooh. B.
There's no O tier.
Okay. Blackout cake, which looks like just like death by chocolate, I think.
It
S.
essentially is
I'm
like
sorry.
got one of those, like,
I love chocolate. Just S tier.
Yeah.
Anything chocolate. S
no,
tier.
Sam. Like, I think I got one of those like on a birthday
A bunt
cake. One year,
cake.
and
It's the one that's kind of like a donut.
Never
bunt
heard of
cake.
it.
That's pretty
Never
good.
heard of it?
Oh, that's great.
Butter cake. Never heard
That's
of
just
that.
like
Never
rice.
had it.
Also good.
Butter
Never had it.
dog with
Uh
the
oh,
butter.
uh-oh. Fruit cake. Fruit
F
cake.
for fruitcake.
F,
F for
F.
fruitcake.
Never,
F.
never,
Yeah,
never
we're
had
putting
it.
it at F.
No,
Are
put
you
it in
kidding me?
Muzzy, are you defending fruitcake right now?
Yes, it's good.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
All All right, carrot cake.
Carrot cake. Ooh, B tier. I think I remember my mom making carrot cake before.
It's actually,
All right,
I agree with
chocolate
Yes.
mousse. Chocolate mousse cake.
Eight-
Yes.
Yes, yes,
I like
yes.
mousse.
as because chocolate.
Cheesecake.
I remember when they invented chocolate. I always hated it.
Remember
No,
when they
mousse is made out
first
of mousse.
invented chocolate?
Remember when they first invented chocolate?
I remember when
I
Dan
always
Marino
hated it.
passed for the most amount of yards in NFL history.
I used to have a character like that would make coworkers crack up, just like the grandma from South Boston that like sounds like she smokes a pack of Marlboros a day.
Hey, my name's Pauline. I've been smoking for 65 years. I'm
Hot
63
the
years
God,
old.
Harvard Yard, you know what I'm saying? Go
Fuck the
Sox.
God, haven't ya? Go Sox, Padres, the fucking go kid.
All
Sure,
right.
you
Oh my
like that.
God, I don't
You like that. You like that.
All right, what is that? I can't read it.
Cheesecake.
Oh, it's just general
I
cheesecake.
never had.
Really?
cheesecake.
Never had
You never been to like a
Cheesecake,
cheesecake
yeah.
factory at all? Or?
Really?
No, never really
Cheesecake's
tried
really
it.
good, really thick, got a good cream cheese.
I don't know what
kinda
I'm
feel to
talking
it.
about. I'm allergic to dairy.
Ah. Are you one of those people that are allergic to dairy and you still eat it because it's just that good? And then you're just
No,
like, you know,
because I get hives and I'll die.
Problem for
you
future.
get hives?
Yay.
Oh, you're not one of the people that's like, oh, I can't eat dairy, I'll shit myself. No, you're one of the people like, if I eat dairy, I will
No, that's
keel over
lactose
and die.
intolerant people.
No, I'm gonna look like freaking.
Wait,
What's his
you
name?
I am actually
Joffrey
allergic.
in Game of Thrones, where I get poisoned and just go. Fuck
No
can't eat
wonder you
pizza.
hate the Packers.
Oh yeah, that makes
Yes.
sense.
I have no idea what that is.
Chiffon
No,
cake,
anytime,
it's, like, super
anytime you
creamy.
make fun of
Like-
Gorlami in a video, he's just gonna hold up a gallon of milk and be like,
Well, that's the thing.
the
Like,
lactose.
people are always like, "Oh, just tolerate it. Lactose intolerant, just tolerate it."
Muzzy in the fucking corner trying not to die after drinking a sip of milk.
Basically, kids in middle school when they
I'm just imagining that. Fuck.
kids in middle school would use the "he needs some milk" meme on me to say "kill
Oh,
yourself."
Muzzy when he drinks one.
milk.
Muzzy when he drinks one drop of milk.
Wait, that was
I'm
middle school
done.
for you?
Thank you forever.
Jesus Christ, I was already in college when that meme came out.
All right.
Aston, you are older than me, but I know like more than half of all the things on these tier lists. You have had more
Chiffon
time
cake.
to look at all
Not
these
more.
things.
That
I
is
never
a
heard of
wise
Chiffon
man.
or Chiffon. I don't know.
That's the reason I'm
Fuck
never doing a Warhammer
like a
one
French
because we'll
term.
be here for 7 hours as you talk about the
Oh.
lore.
Yeah. We will.
that is. No, more. I'll just be like, "Fuck you."
Because
not
you
more
see
than
now with the
50%.
Horus Heresy, I have to determine that this is not an S tier. That has to be an A&a half. You know, like, dude, we're gonna be here for hours, man. Okay. I like Warhammer too, bro, but like.
The Horus Heresy could have been ended if they let Angron keep his orc body pillow.
All right,
All
the
right,
chip
I never heard
What
of
are
that
we
cake.
even on?
chocolate lava cake.
Oh,
S tier
A tier.
because it's chocolate.
Have you even had it? It's the chocolate with like the fudge in the middle. When you cut the cake open, it
Yeah.
like, spills out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I had it. S tier.
Chocolate
I
cake,
said
S
chocolate.
tier.
S tier.
Anything chocolate says
Coconut cake.
F. I fucking hate coconut.
I like it.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
I-
Oh, okay. Coffee
It's
cake.
not the
texture thing, I hate
taste. It's not the taste. It's the consistency.
Exactly.
never
It's a
had-
texture thing for me. I hate it.
Never had coffee cake.
Coffee cake could be pretty good, honestly.
Cookie cake. It's just a giant ass cookie, really.
It's like a cookie pizza.
A tier. Sorry, it's A tier.
Cupcake.
B tier.
Devil's food cake.
S.
That's chocolate. S tier.
All right. Flourless chocolate cake.
I actually never had that. I never heard of that being a thing.
Yeah, most flourless cakes are kind of
Funfetti cake.
Oh, that's S tier for me.
You are a 3-year-old.
B.
Young at
B.
heart.
B. Okay.
B as in Bravo.
German chocolate cake.
S tier. S tier.
Ooh, yeah.
Honey cake. I haven't had that one actually.
Never had it.
Can't say I have either.
Is this hummingbird cake?
What is
Never heard of
hummingbird
that.
cake?
Is the cake made out of hummingbirds? Okay, ice cream cake. Ooh.
Mm.
A
Oh.
tier. A tier.
Carvel tier. Carvel ice cream cakes. Those were the fun days.
Fucking what
is
the
that?
shit?
That bacon?
Icebox cake. It looks like it has pecans on the top.
Icebox
I
cake.
never heard of that.
Neither
Alright.
have I.
Pancake.
Pancakes.
I mean,
Pancake.
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 King cake.
Pancake.
Mardi Gras
Never
favorite.
heard of
Oh,
that.
that is great.
I
King
never
I
cake is
love
really
that.
good.
Is that like a
You haven't
New
been to
Orleans?
Mardi Gras?
No, I'm not from Nolens.
My friend just had a Mardi Gras party, and so we had that S tier.
All right,
Great.
lemon cake. I've had lemon cake.
That's
E.
also
Yes,
good.
actually. I like that.
Ooh.
I think it's more of an A
Uh,
tier, honestly.
Marble cake.
Marble cake.
Oh, marble.
Oh, I
That's
love
like
that stuff.
Marble
it's
cake.
blend.
Yeah.
You never
I
had
never
marble
heard
cake?
of that. I never had that. I never heard of
It's
it.
basically like twist of
man.
vanilla and chocolate cake. It's good, honestly.
Okay.
Millie Crepes cake. I've never heard of that one.
Never heard of that.
That looks like
Mm.
mold. Opera cake.
Never heard of that.
Fuck is
All
opera
right.
cake? Do you
Orange
eat it
cake.
and starts belching out? Figaro, Figaro.
C tier. It's
Four.
it's basic C tier.
Pineapple upside down cake.
Never heard of
Mm.
it. Never heard of it.
It's kind of
You've never heard of it?
Pistachio cake. I didn't know that was an option.
Never
Never
had.
had.
Poke cake.
Never
Oh,
had.
Pound cake.
Oh.
I'd say
Basically-
C.
The reason I call it pound cake is you use a pound of butter in the cake.
I know
Yeah,
that's
very buttery,
God,
but
C because it's kind of basic, but it's not bad.
Something spice cake? Pumpkin spice? Pumpkin spice cake.
Oh, pumpkin spice.
Never had.
Pumpkin cake. Okay.
White girls would rank that as S tier.
Red velvet. Red velvet's one of my
Oh,
favorites.
C.
Red Velvet's
C is
good.
because to me it's still basic.
I only had it once when I used to work at a country club and they had some leftover from a wedding.
Is that also
Spice.
carrot cake?
I
Spice.
said that's
This is
basic, but
spice.
you're like chocolate. I love
Never had it.
chocolate. Chocolate.
Chocolate's good.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Sponge cake.
Chocolate's the most basic thing ever.
You're the most basic thing ever.
C.
Oh,
Oh.
Strawberry shortcake.
I just come onto this podcast to get bullied.
Never
You
had.
do what on this podcast?
How about a
To
muzz?
get bullied. Oh,
Shut
I
up.
mean,
Kiddo. Shut up.
to be
Okay,
fair,
strawberry
you are
cake.
replacing Gorlami,
Never.
which we bully the fuck out of Gorlami.
well,
Okay.
I don't. I'm not as spicy as Gorlami.
Vanilla cakes.
Well, I mean,
C because
you
it's
can't eat
basic.
dairy, so yeah, makes sense.
I say this in the most nice way. Muzzy, you're about as spicy as milk.
White cake and yellow cake.
I can't
They're
even be
both
milk.
C. Basic.
Guys are even paying attention to this riveting tier list.
Wow, so great! I love this
We need to do
segment
a
of the
beer.
show.
We need to do a beer tier list next. We need
A
to do
beer
beer
list.
one.
Don't do beer tier list because I don't drink like a whole bunch of beer.
What, you just drink
Well,
Yinglings
I
all
only
day?
drink-
I'm starting to realize maybe we
It's
did the
just
wrong
Yingling S tier,
person with
everything else
tier
never
lists. Because like Master
Because
just
you
has
picked all the
things he
shit you don't even
likes.
know.
What do you know besides Warhammer?
You did video games.
That did work. That did
Yeah,
work.
but
yeah.
you didn't know like half of them.
You never played
Well,
Red
You know
Dead.
what Red
In
Dead
fairness-
was.
In fairness,
I
there were
never
like
got-
a million games that neither of us had heard.
I mean, yeah,
Also,
I
but
I
it was
never
like- it
touched the
also-
anime genre, never. And he had a bunch of those that were in there. I'm like, I don't know.
The man didn't know Red Dead though.
No, I know what Red Dead is. I just never got into it. It's like, okay. Plus also some of the stuff that came out during college, I never had that much time.
Very true. All
I
right.
understand.
That I think wraps it up. We didn't have any questions in the last video, did we?
I don't think so.
I don't
think
know.
so.
I didn't see any.
Plus also they didn't even have StarCraft on there. What the fuck?
That is a classic. And they didn't have
Yeah,
Age of
no.
Empires. They had one Civ, and it was Civ 5, I think,
And
which is a good one.
they didn't
but,
even
like,
they didn't even have any of the Command and Conquer games.
That's another
There's
good
a
one.
comment
yeah.
from there actually is a
No.
comment from our wayward Gord Llama himself. Next
Gord
Kate of
Llama.
News, I'm getting the button pressed on me multiple times.
Oh god! All right. Well, incoming airstrike. Anyway.
We'll just mute his mic when
Man's
next time.
about to send some nukes into.
Man's about to
Portugal.
muzz, son.
Anyway, yeah, that basically wraps it up for the Football Stooges. Thanks again for joining, and thank you once again to Muzzy for filling in and joining the episode as well. Once again,
Thanks,
you must
Muzzy.
thank you for the videos all season long. They were great, by the way. If you haven't heard that in person
Oh, that's
yet,
something
so-
we gotta do.
yes.
We've been talking about this. Would you be interested,
Yeah.
maybe somewhere down the line, doing a director's commentary episode about those?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that would be really fun. I don't know how we'll do it. I've got them all on my computer, so I could maybe
I have
do,
them all
like,
on mine
something
still.
going.
I have them all in mind, so I can just
Um,
like pull them up one after one after one after one after one, and we can just go from there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to like pause things. Say, oh,
You can just be
hey,
like Tony
this
Romo
is-
and say, "Okay, Gene, stop it there, and look right."
All right, Lob,
here."
stop it here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see right there.
I kind
But
of
yeah.
wanted to do it so that I could have my have like draw on it with the yellow line. I thought that'd be kind of funny.
I don't. There's got to be a way to do that in the streaming, but
Oh, probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
We'll figure something out. But anyways, for the Football Stooges, myself, Mastodon, for Mamba, for K-Duff, and for special guest Muzzy, thank you for joining the show. Make sure to subscribe down below. Tell us if you enjoyed the video.
Subscribe.
Ask us any questions. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
I don't care. But yeah, enjoy the video. Hope you enjoy all of the ones that are coming forward, and make sure to look for your team and our grades of them upcoming within the next 7 weeks. This was the first one, AFC West. So congrats to the Chiefs. But you know, it is what it is. Enjoy the offseason as much as you can. UFO is right around the corner. Stay tuned for that. We'll have full coverage of that every single week. And most importantly, take it away, Muzzy.
Travis Kelce is a great.
Did you
player
learn nothing from the
and
season?
was
Run
put
the
on
damn
map
ball.
Because of
Run the
Taylor
damn
Swift.
ball. Fucking
He's a Bills
shit.
fan. They don't run the ball.
Apparently.